Hey everyone, welcome to Adventures in Everyday Cooking, where every day can be an adventure in your kitchen. My name is Heather, and today we're doing Mexican macaroni and cheese casserole. Now, I use the term Mexican very lightly. It has taco seasoning, but this is a fantastic recipe. It goes together really quickly, and the flavors are out of this world. So if you're ready for this adventure, let's get started. You're gonna need 4 tablespoons of butter, 1 can of Southwest corn, 1 medium onion diced, 4 cloves of garlic minced or 2 teaspoons, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, 4 teaspoons of taco seasoning, 1/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour, 4 cups of cold milk, 2 cups of shredded cheddar, 1 cup of shredded Monterey Jack, 1 tablespoon of dried chives, 1 teaspoon of ground black pepper, 1 pound of mini pasta, anything will work, 1/2 cup of panko breadcrumbs, 1/2 cup of crumbled cotija cheese, 1/4 cup of cilantro leaves, 1/4 cup of jalapenos. All right, the first thing you're gonna wanna do is get your oven preheated to 350. The next thing we're gonna do is get our pan preheating to medium high. You're also gonna wanna go ahead and get your pasta ready to go because we're gonna actually cook it al dente, and then we're gonna cook it again in the oven. So into our hot pan, we're gonna put all of our butter, and I am doubling this recipe because I am taking it to a get-together tonight. So you're gonna get the double duty. I also have my sauce whisk, which is gonna help us in just a little while when we start to roux that stuff together. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get my onion in, and I'm gonna go ahead and mix that up. And I'm just gonna give the onion just a moment in the pan by itself because everything else is pretty much already cooked. So I want those onions to soften just a little bit. All right, and once we see those onions starting to soften a little, let's add our corn. It's Southwest corn. If you can't find Southwest corn, you can just use regular corn and some diced red and green bell pepper. That'll be fine. And I'm also going to add our teaspoon of salt to just kind of season those veggies. All right, and we're gonna let that go for probably another minute. All right, once those onions look nice and soft, they were kind of soft before, now they're looking nice and translucent, we're gonna add our taco seasoning and all of our flour. Now at this point, I'm gonna switch over to my sauce whisk just so that I can kind of mix that up a little bit better. And we're gonna want to cook that just for a little bit. Oh, we're also gonna add our garlic. I forgot that step. Add your garlic. You should probably added it before it's fine. All right, so I'm gonna use my sauce whisk and get all up in there until we can cook some of that flour out. All right, and now we're gonna add our milk. Now this seems like a lot of milk, and it is a lot of milk, but we're gonna add it in slowly, and we're gonna whisk each time we add. There we go. Now again, we'll add some more. Perfect. And just keep whisking after each addition so that you don't get any clumps of flour. All right, once that's fully incorporated, we are going to let that kind of come to a simmer and thicken. So as soon as it's thickened, that's when we're gonna add the cheese. All right, while we're waiting for that to thicken up, let's go ahead and deal with our noodles. So I have gone ahead and pre-cooked my noodles, and what I'm going to do, since this is actually for an event, is I'm going to make a small container so that we can try before the event. That way I'm not messing up the top. So I have a small one and a large one. This is the one we'll try and we'll get the thumbnail of. This is the one that is going to my event. And I used shells, little mini shells. All right, now we're just waiting for this to thicken. If you were on a regular burner, this would probably thicken much faster because your burner probably is much more powerful than this thing, but it's fine. All right, let's check the thickness right here on the back of a spoon. It's pretty thick, so it's not much more time. That's so good. Oh man. All right, I'm gonna call that thick enough. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and add our cheddar cheese and our jack cheese. You could totally use different blends of cheeses, like the Mexican blend that has Colby Jack in it, but this taste and flavor is just bar none. All right, now we're gonna move it down to medium and get that all stirred in. And we're just gonna cook it until it is completely smooth and all of that cheese has melted. And it doesn't take that long. Additionally, we're gonna go ahead and add our pepper. Again, you can leave out the pepper if you don't want it quite as spicy, but that pepper does really give it that extra little Mexican something something. I know it's just pepper, but that spiciness really is quite fun. All right, so I still see a few pieces of cheddar trying its hardest to stay whole, so I'm gonna stick my sauce whisk in there, see if I can convince it to melt. Okay, I feel like it's melted. Now we're gonna go ahead and add our chives. Alternately, you could probably use some green onion. We didn't have any green onion in our store this week, so we're using some chives, and it works fine. It just gives it that green and a little bit of onion that we're looking for. And once it is thoroughly mixed together, we're gonna turn off the power and we're gonna combine this with our noodles. Now, usually I just pour it over, but the track record that I have had lately of making messes is phenomenal. So I'm gonna use a ladle, and I will ladle the small one first, and then we'll do the big guy. All right, let's go ahead and give this a stir, just so that we can see if we need some more in which pan. But look how creamy this looks. Let's stir this one up too. Make sure we have enough in there. And oh, does it smell delicious. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be so good. All right, now that we're at the end of this pot, I can probably pour and be fine. There we go. All right, and now that they're all stirred and ready to go, let's make sure it's all stirred. You can try it right now because it's technically done. So I'm gonna try it right now and tell you how delicious it is. It's so fun. People will be like, what in the world? Anyway, we're gonna take some panko breadcrumbs. Oh, let me level this out real quick. Now, we're gonna take some panko breadcrumbs and we're just going to crumble over the top. These are just plain. They have no flavors in them whatsoever. They're just plain panko. And when they cook, they kind of give it this crispy texture that is phenomenal. Okay, now we are gonna cover it with foil and we are gonna bake it at 350 for 20 minutes. At the end of 20 minutes, we're gonna uncover it, bake it for an additional 10 to 15 minutes or until it gets kind of brown and bubbly. And then we're gonna let it rest and then we're gonna try it. So I'll get this covered and into the oven. I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back and check these out. As you can see, it looks very much like a macaroni and cheese, but here's where we make it even better. So we're gonna take some cotijas cheese and we are going to sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle all over. Try not to pile it in one place. All right, and next we're going to sprinkle with cilantro. If you are a cilantro hater, just leave it off. Looking good, looking fantastic. All right, and now, should you enjoy jalapenos, we're gonna put some jalapeno coins right on the top, just for looks. Are they hot jalapenos? They might be. And you guys, there we have it. Mexican macaroni and cheese. And let's go ahead and try this so that we can ensure that it is delicious. Mexican macaroni and cheese is so much fun. It has so much flavor and it's so Mexican-y, but yet it's totally macaroni and cheese at the same time. It's delicious. So if you're in the mood for something different, check out this recipe and let me know if you try it. I'm gonna bring this to my group tonight and we are gonna have a great time enjoying this Mexican macaroni and cheese. All right, you guys, if you enjoyed that video, give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. I do videos several times a week and I'm always looking for the next adventure. So if you got one for me, leave it in the comments below. Otherwise, we will see you on the next adventure. Bye. Eat a little bit more of this before we go, and then I'll eat more later too. All right, bye.